So once again, I welcome you all to Introduction to Grade 10 CBSE Math Syllabus. My name is Askar Khan and I run a YouTube math videos explanation channel called Wisdom Outlined. Do please subscribe to this and share it with one and all. I also run a YouTube self-help principles based channel called Principles Outlined. So do subscribe to this channel, do visit them. And that's my telephone number. You can WhatsApp me on that number. Now, students, my focus here, I am addressing you, students, right? In your academic journey, the journey of your academic career, the first milestone that you will come across is grade 10. And this grade 10 is a milestone. Why? Because it acts as a determining factor for you to choose your career after this year, whether you want to go into a commerce stream or whether you want to go into a science stream. It also acts as a milestone for your future endeavors in your mathematics discipline. So the first milestone that you will come across in your entire academic career from grade 1 up until college, this is the first milestone, grade 10. So it becomes very important for you to focus on this year's syllabus, because understanding the syllabus is the first step of the journey to travel through grade 10. So National Curriculum Framework from India, it revised its CBSE 10th grade syllabus from 2020 to 2020-21. And the good news is it slashed 30% of its curriculum. So good news for you students. So from previous years, you are actually studying only 70% of the curriculum. So lucky guys. Now, why did they revise the syllabus? It is because they realized that there is a need to connect mathematical concepts to the real world problems. So the National Curriculum Framework, it revised its grade 10 math syllabus with the objective of emphasizing in relating the mathematical concepts to the real world problems. Now, for example, that really makes sense, because when you go to a shop, you're not going to ask if x plus 5 is equal to 8, what is the value of x? Are you? Are you, students? I think you're muted.
No.
No, you're not going to ask that, right? So it becomes very important, and it is really it's very relevant that the board has emphasized relating the various mathematical concepts to the real life problems. That's wonderful. In order to do that, why is it so? Because the world today needs skilled thinkers. The corporates are looking for skilled thinkers. When you lead your lives, you will have to use your skilled thinking. What makes a skilled thinker? Anyone? Students? What makes a skilled thinker? Anybody? What makes a skilled thinker? What is the key to skilled thinking? Yes.
Maybe enthusiasm about subject.
If you are enthusiastic about a subject, you become a skilled thinker. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? What makes a skilled thinker? I want students to answer. What is the key to skilled thinking? Yes, anyone? Nobody? Just one? I think you all can unmute, right? You can unmute and answer. What makes a skilled thinker? What is the key to skilled thinking? And that is what the corporates are looking for. That is what the world is looking for. The world is not looking for rote learners. They are not looking for memorizers. They are looking for skilled thinkers. What is the key to skilled thinking? Yes, students. Come on.
Thinking out of the box.
Good. Thinking out of the box. And how does that thinking out of the box happen? When does that happen? Anyone?
Maybe curiosity.
Curiosity. Good. Great. Very good. May I know your name?
Muhammadu.
Muhammadu. Okay. Great, Muhammadu. So the key to skilled thinking is the process of learning new information and blending it with the previously learned information is the key to becoming a skilled thinker. So when you are learning new information, which you do every day, and when you blend this new information with the previously known information, and then you use it in your problem solving, that is called skilled thinking, right? And this is what we need to become. This is what you need to become, a skilled thinker. How you can blend the information that you receive. Now, in order to make you a skilled thinker, the main objectives of the grade 10 CBSE syllabus, what does it test you in? The first is you develop a mastery of basic algebra skills. This is one of the objectives of the CBSE 10 syllabus. Then you feel the flow of reason while proving a result or solving a problem. So you will be required to use reasoning to prove a result. So when you do that, you develop the analytical skills. Then you will be required to develop ability to think, analyze, and articulate logically. It is not just telling that, okay, the answer is 56 meters. Doesn't make sense. What does 56 meters stand for? Is it the height of the building? Is it the length of the road? You understand now? So this is what you must articulate logically. What is it that you're working on? So this is one of the objectives of the syllabus. And to acquaint students with different aspects of mathematics used in daily life. So where all you're going to use probability, where all you're going to use factors in your daily life. So this is also one of the objectives of your CBSE syllabus. And of course, to develop an interest in the study of mathematics as a discipline. If you want to choose mathematics as a higher grade, in a higher grade level, so the curriculum, the syllabus fundamentally caters to these needs also. So this is these are some of the objectives of grade 10 CBSE syllabus. Now, how is the course designed? It has 7 units. The course has 7 units. And each unit has some particular marks in it. The first is number systems. It has, so the first is the number systems for 6 marks. The second unit is algebra. It will be for 20 marks. The third unit is coordinate geometry. It will be for 6 marks. The fourth unit is geometry, which will be for 15 marks. And fifth is trigonometry, which is going to be for 12 marks. Sixth is mensuration, cylinders, cones, and all that. It will be for 10 marks. And the last, statistics and probability, will be for 11 marks. So your total CBSE written exam is going to be for 80 marks. Get that? Everybody? Are we on the same page?
Yes.
Getting it? Students?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. So let's move on. In the real numbers, you will study fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Of course, your parents will not be knowing fully all these things. They have passed out of grade 10 years ago. So it is for you people. So there will be proofs of irrationality, decimal representation of rational numbers. In algebra, you will be studying polynomials, pair of linear equations in two variables, quadratic equations, arithmetic progressions. In coordinate geometry, now all these things at a very basic level you have already studied in grade 9. Now, of course, the complexity is going to increase. So you will be studying lines in 2 dimensions, graphs of linear equations. You will be studying distance formula. You will be studying section formula and problems based upon these things. Then in geometry, you'll be studying triangles, circles, and of course, some constructions. In trigonometry, you'll be studying an introduction to trigonometry, trigonometric identities, heights and distances, elevation, angle of depression, these things. In mensuration, you'll be studying areas related to circles, and you'll be also studying surface areas and volumes of cylinders, of cones, of spheres, and these things. And of course, we will be solving a lot of problems in the classes based on these, understanding the underlying formulas of these. In statistics, you will study statistics and probability. Now, what are the different ways of probabilistic outcome and all these things? When you solve problems, you will understand. Now, how is the question paper designed? Now, the question paper of yours, when you go to write the CBSE exam for this new syllabus, it has 2 parts. Your question paper has 2 parts, part A and part B. Now, part A is divided further into 2 sections, section 1 and section 2. In section 1, you have 16 questions, out of which you will have 5 internal choice. Internal choice means this is not multiple choice. Internal choice means you'll be given answer this or this. That's called internal choice. In the section 2 of part A, there are 4 case study based type of questions. They will give you a case study and you need to study those, and based upon that case study, you need to answer the questions. So you will have 4 case study based questions. Now, each case study will have 5 sub parts. So every case study will have 5 questions. And you are asked to attempt any 4 out of the 5. Sometimes you may be asked to attempt all the 5, maybe. So nevertheless, you will have 4 case study questions. Each case study will have 5 subparts, out of which 4 you are required to answer. So this is all about section A. In section B, you will have questions from 21 to 26, short answer types, 2 marks each, with 2 choices in that, internal choice, of course. In section B, again, from questions 27 to 33, you'll have short answer questions of 3 marks each, with 2 choices. Then from questions 34 to 36, you'll have long answer questions of 5 marks each. And there you will only have 1 choice. So this is the design of the CBSE Grade 10 Math question paper for the year 2021, and hopefully onwards. So this is the structure of your CBSE question paper. Are you getting it? Are you with me, students?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Great.
I had a question.
Yes, sure.
Is this the first time this format has been adopted? Or, for example, last year, was it a different format up until this year?
Yeah, this is the first year with this new curriculum, with this case studies.
Okay.
They have adopted this kind of syllabus because the emphasis here is now, they want to relate it to the real world scenarios.
Sure.
So that's why they're
Therefore,
coming up.
Yeah. Therefore, students normally tend to depend upon previous year's question papers and question banks, and so this year the challenge will be that you don't have historical, formats or question papers to refer to. Therefore, preparing for an exam from a question paper point of view, is understanding the subjects is the best approach, I think. Yes.
Yeah, main thing is, irrespective of whether which question banks you refer to, the fundamental requirement is understand the concepts. Because once you understand the concepts, no matter which question paper you pick up the question from, you will be able to answer.
Okay.
So
And
this is the emphasis. Can we leave the questions to the end so that, let me just get this here, if you don't mind, please. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you get this basic design of the question paper. And of course, the question paper is going to ask you on how much you remember, how much you understand, how much you can apply what you have learned, how much you can analyze, how much you can evaluate, and how much you can come up with your creativity. This is the typology of the questions. And you have internal assessment marks also that you have to check up with your respective schools, right? What kind of internal assessments, to what level they are coming up with. So this definitely, they have a main pattern over here, but mostly since this is school specific, they may change depending upon the school. Like you have for portfolio, you have 5 marks, and pen and paper, multiple choice, multiple assessments, you have 10 marks. So please check up with your respective schools for your internal assessments. Now, everything what we have known is the syllabus. It is not the end. It is only the starting point of the journey. It is like standing at the footstep of the stairs and staring up the steps, right? Just by knowing the syllabus, you can't write the examination. You can't become successful in the examination, correct? So you must not only stare up the steps, you must also step up the stairs. Now, once you know the syllabus, once you know what you need to focus on, now the journey starts. The journey starts to start working on these topics. And in order to do that, of course, there are various teachers, helps available. So from my side, I am starting a batch for 10th grade students in class, in-person training from 20th of March 2021. This will be, of course, for students who are in Jeddah, because only they can come to the class, right? And for those who are online outside Jeddah, I will be starting online classes for 10th grade from 1st of April 2021. You can register for these classes and want to know more about it. You have my telephone number being displayed on the screen. You can WhatsApp me and we can communicate on it. Having said all that, always remember one thing. In life, for whatever reason, my message is particularly to the students now who write the board exams. Whatever the reason, no matter what, for some reason or the other, if things don't work out, if you fail, never ever think of ending your lives, because this is not the end of your life. as many of the students make this mistake, right? This is not the end. Always remember, failures are a stepping stone to success. Somebody asked Thomas Alva Edison, they asked him, how did you feel when you failed 10,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb? How did you feel when you failed 10,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb? So Thomas Edison, he replied, he said, I did not fail. I only learned that there are 10,000 ways that do not work. So always remember, every failure, every setback is a lesson to be learned, not a journey to be ended. So my dear students, keep this in mind and then get to work. Because when you work, what happens? As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, if you persist in doing a task, the task gets easy. Not that the nature of the task has changed, but your ability to do has increased. So if you keep on working and working and working, what happens? Your ability to do the thing increases. And once your abilities have increased, failure becomes a remote option. So fellow students, right, get set on work and start working. This is especially for those who have just entered grade 10, right? So get to work on it. And thank you very much for watching this webinar. And I hope that I have added some value into your academic careers, right? And look forward to hear from you. And you can message me on my WhatsApp number. So with this, I will stop the screen sharing and let me see if Mr. Sargent had something to say. So yes, Mr. Sargent.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I had nothing but, just the question that some of the students, will they get any, before they start, some basic refresher? Because I'm trying to understand your way of teaching is so, they can help, they can understand, or the assumption is you start 10th, that then they should know some basic 9th concepts, right? So, of course, there'll be some, different students will be at different level of maybe primed, right? So maybe you start with a little bit of, if someone has difficulties in the basics, you will probably refresh some parts of it.
Yeah, the way I would go about is, of course, there will be different levels of students, but this will be teaching on demand. Now, for example, let's take, if we take up a concept, what are the underlying basic concepts that are required to understand this further?
Yes.
That part will be explained then and there at that time, before we jump into the concept. Rather than taking a 1 week course on the fundamentals where everything is mixed up and then we're doing it. So the approach is that when we take up a concept, its underlying fundamentals will be taught then and there on demand before we jump into the present curriculum. So in this way, the different students of different levels will be able to catch up, and it will be fresh in their minds to deal with that concept. Hope that answers your question.
It answers my question. Thank you.
Any students, any questions from them? Students, your parents have already passed the grade, so they don't have to worry. So you tell me now.
Okay. Students have more questions.
Oh, again, a parent is asking. Yes.
Absolutely no question. Doubts in their mind. Okay. Sir,
I am not able to hear you clearly.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, good enough.
Okay. Now, for the regular classes, non-online classes, like where is the location? Where are your classes?
I am in Hayal Safa.
Okay.
So when you WhatsApp me, I'll send you the location and the details and the other aspects of it. right? So because of the
Okay.
webinar, we can't cover that. So that's the reason why.
Okay.
But
What
I
would
will
be
be
the
starting on 20th of March. I will share with you all the timings and all, because this is applied only to Jeddah students, right?
Jeddah students, of
Yeah,
course,
so
yes.
obviously, so people who are outside Jeddah cannot come. So I will share the details once you message me on my WhatsApp, and then I will share the details with you.
Definitely, because I'm looking forward for those personal classes in your
Yeah.
class rather than online, because the effectiveness of online classes, the one whole year COVID year,
The effectiveness is debatable.
debatable.
Yes, right. Right.
Seriously. Okay, somehow we are lucky that we are able to run our businesses online, but
Yeah.
I believe for the students, having a face-to-face contact with the teacher is very important.
Yes.
So, how many classes would you like to have in a week, Mr.
In
Askar?
a week, I will be having 3 classes of 1.5 hours each.
Okay, what could be the timing like?
I will let you know the timings.
Okay,
Okay. Of course, it will be kept in mind when their online classes are over, the school classes, whatever.
okay,
Right.
okay. Not
And
to
then
mention, I'm sure you may be, you may have already thought about the COVID protocols, all those things when the students are here. How many students do you expect to have in your
in my,
regular classes?
mashallah, I have a big room where we can maintain social distancing also, no issues. Maximum I'm looking for in a batch is 10 and not more than 10.
Okay, okay.
That's the
okay.
max. Because once I exceed more than 10, I will have another batch.
That's perfect. Sajid, one important question again. I need to ask this to ask Mr. Askar, I believe. How much you are charging
Right. I will let you
for
know
all the
once
course?
you message me.
Okay. Sure, sure. Okay, okay. So, Mr. Askar, you're from which school? I think you're regularly teaching in some school or?
I was teaching mathematics for more than a decade in international schools.
Okay.
And I was tutoring math for students from across the curricula, IG, CBSE, American curriculum,
Uh-huh.
right?
Good,
I also
good.
teach
Okay.
SATs, right? SAT, SAT exams, those who go for
Okay.
American universities. So they have to take up this SAT exams. So I have tutored them, I've proctored SAT exams. So these things.
Okay. Now the basic objective, I think all parents will accept. So the basic objective is that our children understand the subject properly and score, go for a high score. And what I liked in your presentation, one basic thing was when we were students, I believe the parents are going to accept it. We didn't know where the things which we are studying, where we are going to apply this in the real world. That basic thinking was not there. Everything what we learned was exam point of view, and the only objective in mind was to go for a high score.
That is there even
Right?
today to a major extent.
Okay. So in your slide, you were talking about the applicability of the thing also briefly. So I think that's definitely going to help students to understand it well.
Yeah,
Maybe let's see
that is
how.
one of the reasons of the CBSE syllabus. They have emphasized on it. That's why they have come up with those case study kind of
Exactly,
problems,
exactly.
right? And of course, in our classes, we will be solving word problems, right?
Okay. Okay.
Giving a scenario, and then you're supposed to find the answers for that, and that's it.
That's good. Okay, as Mr. Sajid pointed out, because this year will really be a challenge for students because it's a new format, as we have understood. It's altogether new format. Because historically, if you see, we are all used to go through the old question papers, understand the format, get prepared. That was the mentality basically. So I'm sure our children are going to get the real help from you to
Inshallah,
cope up with this kind
inshallah.
of thing.
So
Inshallah,
the main
inshallah.
thing is, once you understand the concept, let anybody ask you a question. How does that matter?
True.
Right?
Understood. Understood.
Once you have understood a thing, this is what I tell my current students also, who currently I'm taking classes to IGCSE students, right? So even to them, I say, when they tell me which question paper this question is from, so how does that matter? If you have
No, no, no.
understood it, right,
Yes.
it
So I
should
see the
not matter.
confidence in you, basically the confidence in you that I am going to do it.
Inshallah, right? No issues,
I
right?
see that confidence. Great. Give it up.
Thank you.
Give it
Thank you.
up.
Thank you very much. Right. So
Okay
anything
then.
else, if we can, because I think the meeting will end automatically. This is scheduled for only certain minutes.
Okay, okay, okay. That's
Okay.
it from.
because
Rajesh,
this
sir,
is a
you're muted. You're muted.
me.
No, no, I'm saying thank you so
Okay.
much. I think
Thank
it
you
was a
very much.
pleasure. Yeah, the meeting might
Can I
get
hear from students? How did they feel about this webinar?
Don't
Can I
feel
hear?
shy because we are here. Please talk. And after, we'll go away soon. So bye. You can talk. You can talk with, maybe that's hindering you or whatever, but please talk. And Allah Hafiz. I will leave. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, students. Yes, how did you feel?
Felt great.
was
Looking
very
forward
nice.
to see you in class.
Yo, thank you. You're welcome. Right. What about you? Who's this? Ayman? Who's Ayman? Can we see you?
Me,
Okay. So we are not able to see you. Okay. So how did you find the webinar, Ayman, coming from an American curriculum?
I found it very different.
Yes.
It wasn't the same as mine.
Yes, it is not, because they are two different curricula. Okay. But the concepts are the same. Have you studied
Yeah.
circles? Have you studied linear equations? Isn't it? And you have
No,
studied, you haven't
I
studied
think I
linear.
took this last semester, not this semester.
Yeah, but that means you have studied,
Yeah,
right? So have you studied probability?
yeah,
You have, right? Have you studied linear equations?
yeah,
Yeah. Once you have studied, look, the mathematics, the beauty of it is 2 plus 2 is 4, irrespective of whichever curriculum you study.
yeah.
Isn't it? So linear equations are linear equations no matter whether you study American or CBSE or IG syllabus. Correct? So even for
Just
the
the
American,
steps are different.
the steps are
The
different.
steps are, yeah, like for
The
each
methodology
curriculum.
of teaching. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
the complexity is different. The steps will still be the same. Because I have taught American curriculum for more than maybe 10 years in international schools. And I have also tutored Darjana students also. So the thing is, American curriculum, CBSE curriculum, their methodologies, their approach is different, but the underlying idea will still be the same. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you can also take down my number in case if you need any help with regards to your American curriculum. No issues at all. You're most welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Anybody else? Who's Muhammad Umar? Muhammad Umar.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
Ah, that's it. And the other one with the black shirt, who's that?
None.
Adnan. Yes, Adnan. What's your feedback? Are you sitting
very-
under a bridge?
No, that's the
Right.
back.
Okay, I'm just joking. Yeah, tell me.
It was very informative and like different.
You're in ISJ?
Yes.
Okay, fine. See you. Looking forward to see you in my class. Okay? Okay. Shall we
bye.
end now? Thank you very much. Mr. Siraj?
Yes, Mr. Askar, that's
Okay.
good. Good enough.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, everybody, for attending this webinar, and Mr. Siraj especially, that he came at once I requested him to be the host. And thank you very much for your time, Mr. Siraj. And thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you.